stunning furniture beautifully priced.
Everybody's a winner.
But you can take steps to prevent losing everything. Introducing the Sears hardware store.
Taken into custody for the suspected kidnapping of his babysitter. 7 News at 11 now turns to continuing coverage of a string of robberies that has many stores in the city concerned about the safety of their employees and customers. Earlier tonight, the National Tire and Battery store on University was the latest to be hit by an armed robber police believe is behind this 2-week crime spree. Surveillance video of the crime shows that the robber is a white male, 30 to 35 years old, with curly black hair, approximately 5 feet 10 inches tall, wearing blue jeans and a black leather jacket. If you think you may have seen this man, police urge you to call the Crime Stoppers hotline at 555-8693 with information. Channel 7's Bill Bonner is at the crime scene for a live report. Bill, what can you tell us about this incident?
Well, Nancy, as you can imagine, everyone involved in this robbery at National Tire and Battery is still pretty shaken up, but thankful there have been no injuries. With me now are the victims of this crime, Ms. Stacy Nielsen, National Tire and Battery associate on duty, and also Stanley Morton, shopper caught at the wrong place at the wrong time. Stacy, tell us what happened tonight and how you handled the situation.
Well, the whole thing caught me by surprise. I didn't even see the guy until he was right up on top of me with a gun pointed in my back. I was busy straightening a display, so I didn't see him outside the store or hear him when he came in. It happened so fast. He said he was going to kill me if I didn't give him all the money in the register. I didn't want to give him the money, but I didn't want to get hurt, and I didn't want him to hurt the customer in the store. So I told him about the customer. I opened the register and put all the money in his bag.
How much money did he get away with?
About $1,500, I think. We were real busy all day, and I didn't have a chance to make a safe drop.
What happened after you gave him the money?
He ran out of the store, got into his car, and drove off. I didn't chase him or anything, but I did get a good look at his face and what he was wearing so I could write down a description. Then I locked the door, called the police and my manager so I could tell him what happened.
Well, it sounds as though your quick reaction to the robber's demands played a key role in keeping everyone safe inside. Stanley, what are your thoughts over all this?
Well, this was the most frightening and dangerous situation I've ever been involved with. I really have to give Stacy credit. Who knows what that nut would have done with his gun if she hadn't given him what he wanted. She kept her cool. She didn't get upset or argue with the guy. By keeping calm and handing over the money, she got him out of the store quickly and kept us safe.
Were you able to get a good look at this suspect?
No, I didn't. I was so scared my mind went blank. All I could do was get out on the floor and freeze.
Stanley and Stacy, thank you very much for your comments. Hopefully, Stacy's quick reaction and calling police will provide information that will lead to an arrest and also end this robbery spree. Nancy, as you can see behind me, there is still activity taking place with police gathering information, gathering evidence with the hope of catching this suspect.
The investigation certainly looks like it's underway. Bill, have you had a chance to talk to the store manager yet?
Not yet, Nancy. I see him back here talking with police. Let's move on back, see if we can get a comment. Sir, excuse me. Bill Bonner with 7 News at 11. You're the store manager here at National Tire and Battery. What is your reaction to the events that have taken place here tonight?
Well, the most important thing here is that no one got hurt. It's not about the money. And I'm really proud of the way that Stacy handled herself once the robbery was in progress. She just handed over the money to the robber. She didn't try to chase him down. And she was able to provide a good description to the police as to what he looked like. Now, again, the most important thing here is that she kept everyone safe and calm.
Okay. Officer, what similarities, if any, exist between this robbery and those from the past?
As far as similarities in the recent robberies in this area, they're occurring at night and they're occurring in stores where it appears to be only one employee on duty. The suspect is going in armed. He's demanding the money out of the cash register. But from the description we got tonight, we've compared it to some of the description in recent reports, and we think it's the same guy doing the job.
So what are police doing to apprehend this suspect?
We just released an APB, and we have officers circulating the area trying to locate the suspect.
Okay, good luck to you and the force in catching this culprit. Nancy, that's all we have for now. Bill Bonner with 7 News at 11. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks for that in-depth coverage, Bill. 7 News at 11 will follow the police search and provide you with updates on the robber pursuit as they occur. Continuing our crime spree coverage, earlier this week, Channel 7's Crackdown on Crime reporter Cynthia Reynolds spoke to Detective Mark Jensen about ways store managers and their associates can protect themselves from robberies.
Due to the rash of robberies our city has experienced over the last few weeks, tonight Channel 7's Crackdown on Crime focuses on ways a retail establishment can lessen the chance it will fall victim to a robbery. With me here is Detective Mark Jensen with the Police Department Crime Prevention Unit to point out specific things that retail employees can do to protect their store and personal safety. Detective Jensen, let's take a look around.
All right. You know, Cynthia, my first observation was the signage blocking the windows at the front of the store. I'll tell you, a good rule to follow is never allow signage or merchandise to block windows or aisles. You see, associates must have a clear view to the outside grounds as well as down the aisles to spot potential problems. Now, if they notice suspicious behavior, the associate should call the manager for help.
What about lighting? How important is it in deterring robberies?
Well, proper lighting is extremely important in deterring a robbery. Without it, a store looks like an easy target. You know, when I walked up, I noticed that several of the lights here, they need to be changed. See, good exterior lighting enables an associate to keep a watch on the store's ground. Now, interior lighting is just as important because an associate can keep an eye on all store activity.
Detective Jensen, what precautions can an associate take with the cash register?
Well, associates should make frequent, unscheduled cash drops throughout the business day. A minimum amount of cash in the register may be just enough in deterring a potential robber. And the store safe? Well, it should be kept on full lock at all times with the majority of the store's funds in it until it's time to prepare the bank deposits.
Well, regarding bank deposits, what advice can you give in that area?
Well, bank deposits should be prepared in a room that's away from the entrance and has a door that can be locked. Now, if a robber gets into the store and gets into that room, the associate should give the robber the money and whatever else he asks for. Now, once the robber has left the store, the associate should lock the door and then call the police.
Detective Jensen, thank you for pointing out those important tips. Clearly, acting smart is the key to preventing a robbery. By following certain procedures, associates can help ensure their safety and the safety of the people in their store. This is crime reporter Cynthia Reynolds, Channel 7 News.
To help us put the city's robbery spree into perspective, we have Elizabeth Morrow, an independent loss prevention consultant, with us this evening via satellite. Elizabeth, you just saw Cynthia's segment with Detective Jensen. What can you add to the information he provided regarding robbery prevention?
Well, Nancy, first I'd like to mention that robberies share some similar characteristics. They mostly occur at night and they're quick, lasting only 40 seconds or so. Now, typically robbers aren't smart and their crimes aren't usually planned. In many cases, the robber is more nervous and frightened than the victim in the situation. The thing for people to remember is that robberies are uncommon, but they do happen. Importantly, there are several things that they can do to make themselves and their stores unlikely targets.
What are some of the things they can do?
Well, sometimes just the way an associate behaves is all that's necessary to prevent a robbery. First, it's important to be alert and stay busy while on duty. Associates should greet each customer who enters the store by being friendly and smiling. They should make eye contact and offer assistance. All of that sends a message to a potential robber that says you are being watched. Of course, associates should also watch for loiterers outside the store and for any unusual behavior inside the store. Anything that looks suspicious should be reported to the manager immediately.
Obviously, associate behavior is important to robbery prevention, but what about store operating procedures?
Well, there are certain store procedures that should be followed to help deter robberies. For instance, two associates should be present during opening and closing with access to a telephone until it's safe for entry or final exit. Now, also for safety reasons, only associates should be allowed in the store both before and after business hours. Regarding the handling of money, I think Detective Jensen hit on all the key points in the last segment. Associates should make frequent cash drops to keep register funds to a minimum. Safes and vaults should be locked at all times, and bank deposits should be prepared in a locked room away from the store entrance. I would like to add, though, that when the bank deposit is not being picked up by an armored car, 2 associates should make the trip to the bank. The times and routes, of course, should be varied. Now, I'd also like to mention that...
I apologize for having to cut you short, Elizabeth, but 7 News at 11 has just received breaking news in the National Tire and Battery case. The police have located and arrested a suspect. We now go back to Bill Bonner, who's live at the scene. Bill, what's going on?
Nancy, police have apprehended the man they believe is responsible for the robberies our city has experienced the last several weeks. As you can see, they're putting him in the police car. Officer, if we can have a word, what information led to the arrest of this man?
Well, we got a lead matching description from our Crime Stoppers hotline. We responded quickly to the call from the NTV store, and we found the subject a few blocks away behind that dumpster.
What made him pick this one?
Probably due to the bad lighting. There was only one individual in the store. He had a gun, and he was thinking he was going to get away with a lot of money.
So what happens to him now?
Now he's looking to go to jail, and he's facing up to 8 counts of robbery.
Officer, thank you very much. Nancy, what we've seen tonight is the capture of a man believed to be responsible for 8 robberies, but that doesn't mean that this cannot happen again. People need to learn how to protect themselves and their stores.
Thanks for that coverage, Bill. To stay safe, associates need to know what's happening inside and outside of their store at all times, and to make contact with each customer that enters. Cash in the register should be kept to a minimum, and common sense should be used when preparing and making bank deposits. If a robbery does occur, there are guidelines to be followed there as well. First and foremost, everyone should remember that the safety of the people involved is the #1 priority. In as calm a manner as possible, the associate should give the robber whatever he demands, money or merchandise. People's lives are more important than material things. The associate should get a good look at the robber for description purposes, but should never chase him out of the store. Chasing should be left to the police, just as the NTB employee demonstrated in tonight's robbery. Next, Chief Meteorologist Steve Addison will let us know if our weekend weather will...
And between the French and Italian, we...
Thank you for watching the Sears Robbery Prevention Awareness Program video. Our goal at Sears is to keep every store a safe and inviting place in which to work, shop, and invest. One way we can do that is by preventing robberies. We want to assure you that above all else, your safety and the safety of our customers is top priority. Even though portions of this program were produced at National Tire and Battery stores, the points made are relevant to every off-mall business. We developed this program to raise your awareness and provide practical tips for reducing the chances that you'll ever be a victim of a robbery. Yet despite all of our best efforts to prevent them, robberies can and do happen. The right reaction techniques can preserve the safety of everyone involved in such a situation. Take the lessons presented here seriously, be safe, and work safe.